Good evening. This week I shall not be answering any of your questions. Partly out of respect, and partly because none of you asked any questions. Just showing what a terrible week this has been for all of us. I heard the news when I was holidaying here in Whitby. I've been sick twice today. Once from grief, once from being up north. I can't tell you how moved I was to see the footage of London, of Westminster Palace, with all of the flags there at half-mast. And after I watched some of the tributes, so was I. Almost at full mast. With the bits with Reagan in as well. It's been 15 hours and 7 days since you took your... It was three more like 3 days. 3 days. I had hoped to wear a black armband as a mark of respect, but I couldn't find any in the house. I had tons of yellow ones for some reason. I went to the doctor, guess what he told me, guess what he told me. He said, you've probably got quite serious depression and you're crying all the time. We'll start you on a course of citalopram and see how it goes. And things have leveled out. Alan Clark always said how he fancied her ankles. For me it was always the tits, you know. But different folks, different strokes. Quite literally. Stop all the clocks. Stop the dog barking at its juicy bone. Tell the dog to get on a bike and find its own bone. Scrounging bloody dog. Of course, she got rid of the nanny state. You don't need a nanny. Not when you've got a hectoring matriarch who'll tell you exactly what to do and think. But she lives on. She lives on. Whenever a politician victimizes the poor, the weak, the immigrant, the disabled, the underprivileged, she lives on. Whenever a politician of any party slashes help for those most in need to reward those most fortunate, she lives on. Whenever a politician supports a dictator in a faraway country on the theory that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, she lives on. And whenever a politician enriches themselves and their spouse at the expense of the public, she lives on. Wherever there is hate, she lives on. Wherever there is division, she lives on. Whenever there is excuse to blame one another for our own failings, she lives on. She lives on.